Hello and welcome back to the old realms, and we've just gained 50 skill points in engineering. Yeah, I know, this is pretty low, but it's gonna make a small difference at least, because as you can see, we got, plus 25% of ranged siege engines getting hit while under bombardment, minus 25% chance that is. In other words, that's kind of like a dodge chance, and I think this is really, really useful. Much better than the plus 10% hit points, at least in my opinion. However, if you are if you are, doing a, I don't know, if you have a companion or something like that and you want to put in the effort of micromanaging them to such an extreme degree, then you can give them this, and then you're going to get a pre-built catapult in the settlement when a siege starts. So if they are the governor, then that's obviously going to be a pretty fantastic thing for you to do. But I'm going to go for Dungeon Architect here, even though, to be fair, I'm not actually my engineer. I mean, technically I am, but maybe I should just make myself the engineer just to make certain that that is actually what I'm doing. Hilariously enough, I'm basically everything. I'm basically everything for my entire party at this point, because all of my companions don't really have any, any decent skills to really speak of, which is I guess kind of weird. Is it kind of weird? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Anyway, I'm not actually going to be taking any of these prisoners or any of these troops either, because we're going to be going into the battle in just a second. I don't really want to lose really high tier troops just in case. You know what I mean? I don't really want to do that. Okay, so let's continue the siege. I'm not entirely sure why those guys actually ended up attacking me in the first place anyway. Seems a bit strange for them to do that, but anyway, there we go. We've got some level ups here as well right here. And now, oh yeah, this is the final town, by the way. This is the final town that that this particular section of humans has under their control. They do have a number of castles as far as I'm aware. So I'm going to be checking and seeing exactly what I can do after this. But I can only hope, let's cross our fingers and hope, that my allied units and troops and various other people, they're actually going to do the thing that we need them to do. Because last time we had a bit of an issue where I was the only one inside the keep, and while they did have the outer gate open / destroyed, they were not really doing much. They were going in between both points over and over again, and that obviously is not really that helpful, unfortunately. But yeah, anyway, we were able to get massive amounts of kills as well, because I was actually able to utilize my spells relatively nicely in my opinion. And yeah, actually there's something that I really, really badly want to do. I'm going to try and see whether this is actually possible. So first of all, Mist Form, because obviously we've got it charged up now, because we do have that new perk. And here we go. Alright, so this is where I want to be. Alright, so I should have gone to a Dark Magister actually, first of all. That would have made much more sense, because what I could have done was I could have literally just gotten that other summoning spell. That's actually what I wanted to do. I wanted to get the other summoning spell that actually provides us with 5 really, really high tier troops. I'm actually not entirely sure what they're called, but that's kind of what I wanted to go for. But oh well, never mind. I'm basically just going to stand here and summon a huge army inside the walls. This is actually a suggestion by one of the modding team, and I'm actually kind of ashamed that I didn't think about this myself, because I thought to myself, that is such an amazing idea. I can't believe I didn't think of that myself. I mean, most of the time, all I'm thinking of is literally, as you might expect, just going up to people and using Wind of Death or Screaming Skull or Soul Rain or something like that. And I never thought about, what about if I just summon a massive amount of troops inside the walls and then I have them charge at the opponent and overwhelm them, basically. Just overwhelm them. And that's all we really need to do, you see. And obviously it is going to take me some time to do this, but it's also going to take some time for the opponent, or shall we say, for our allies, to even get to the walls. So that's obviously something. Here we go. Are they actually going to do something? Are they actually going to move now? Yeah, they are actually charging in now. Okay, so let me just summon the last little bit of the other grave guards that we have here. And Wind of Death is available, so I think I'm going to use it around about here. Whoa, yeah, That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, Soul Rain is going to be cast here as well. Let's just take out a couple of extras there too. Okay, that is pretty cool. What's actually happening with my forces right here? They seem to be running away over in that direction. Okay, not a big fan of that, but alright. I guess there's not much I can do about it. And I could just go here and summon some more troops down here, potentially. But bear in mind, I do have to wait for my Winds of Magic to come back. Oh yeah, by the way, the member of the modding team also cleared up the fact that right now, the Winds of Magic regeneration and the health regeneration and all that stuff that we were talking about in the previous episode, that is all subject to change, because obviously, as you might expect, this is kind of for testing purposes, so it's for feedback and things like that, because obviously the mod is not done. You've got to bear in mind, the mod is not done. This is not a paid experience or anything like that, so this is all due to people's passion for the game itself, and you've got to have some leniency for that. So if something is still a work in progress, you can't just think to yourself, yeah, this should be a fully fledged product. That just doesn't make sense and is completely illogical to expect that. It's not like this is a AAA game studio with a budget of millions, billions, whatever. It's literally a bunch of people that have passion for the game, and they are, well, quite clearly very talented. And yeah, it's basically that. So we have to have understanding for the fact that these things take time, and they need feedback from people that play the mod. You see, because there's only so much they can do themselves. They're a small team. And we've got to provide that feedback to them, or at least in my opinion. I think that's a good idea. So, that's nice. It's like going into early access on Steam, where the developer gets a bunch of feedback, and then they can make decisions based upon that. And I think that's very clever. I think that's a really clever way of going about things. Anyway, we're going to go for a nice little Wind of Death here. I think. Can I actually make this work? Maybe. Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm going to kill a couple of my own people. Yep. Kill 2 of them, unfortunately. But yeah, there's not much I can do about that, obviously. But yeah, we can obviously do some damage here and there. And yeah, as you can see, the door is open over there. But for some reason, we're not able to get my people coming in for some reason. I don't know. That's always a bit strange to me when that happens. Ah, mist form, save me. There we go. That is absolutely perfect. I love that. And yeah, okay, so what we're going to do is we're hopefully going to go around about here. Just going to wait for my health to come back. And this fellow's trying to shoot at me, so I'm going to try to eliminate him if we can. Are you serious, sir? There we go. Yeah, yes. Oh, did I just get buffed? I just got buffed by something. Yeah, I got buffed by like a haste buff or something. That was very cool. Okay, I'm just going to kill all these, and then I'm just going to... Wow, that was pretty nice. Okay, so how many have we lost so far? Okay, so the enemy... oh my, the enemy has actually killed 300 of us, but that's the thing. I feel like we have to do a little bit more, don't we? We have to do so much more to be able to catch up in regards to how many they've killed. Okay, so let me see. Screaming Skull is going to have to be the next thing that we do here. Nice. Yes, there we are. Okay, and Wind of Death is going to be coming back in about 6 seconds. Got to be careful of the things on the walls here. And I'm just going to use Wind of Death against the huge number of enemies. And I'm very low in HP, by the way, so I'm going to be using... Oh, yeah, I used Mist Form, but unfortunately I can't move now. I don't know what that's about. Oh, I can jump, but I can't actually move. So that's a bit of a bug there. I think that happens when you've just switched to your melee weapon, because you need to switch to your melee weapon to be able to use Mist Form. And now I'm in a bit of a quandary, because now I'm going to get shot to death, or maybe not, but there we go. No, it seems like we're fine now, but yeah, anyway. As you can quite clearly tell as well, the spells do have a cooldown, and so you are going to have to bear in mind that some of the time I'm going to be unable to make, good amounts of damage dependent on timing. So timing is a pretty big deal. So for example, like here right now, I have the ability to do massive damage because I just had the spell available. That's the whole point. If I don't have the spell available and I am unable to go into Mist Form, then I'm going to have to run away. and I can't take advantage of that particular situation. So using my spells properly is very possible, of course. You know, I have been attempting to do that, of course. I mean, you know, that's the whole point of using spells. You know, we're trying to use them properly here. And that's the thing. Obviously, sometimes you're just unable to. You know, it's not within my control sometimes. Sometimes it's just because of the enemy's positioning, or it's because of the spell having a cooldown, or whatever. But you can see just how much damage we're actually capable of dealing right here. So many enemies actually going in here, which I would love to... Yeah, let me just... Yeah, there we go. That's a bit better. Look at that. Just killed so many of them just by aiming it inside the room there, because I felt like, hey, you know what? They're just all crammed in there to the max. And so I was thinking, yes, we can hopefully do some pretty good damage. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Basically, you know, you just got to be aware that sometimes I just can't use it. Like, for example, right now, look at this. Wind of Death on cooldown, Screaming Skull on cooldown. There's loads of people right here. I could use Soul Rain. Might as well just use Soul Rain, I guess. It is going to do not as much damage as I'd like, and, well, it was okay. It was fine, you know, it was alright. And that's all we can really hope for, you know. Just getting a handful of kills here and there. That's all that we really need. But yeah, as you can see, the door is literally... What? It's still full HP? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's really bad. Anyway, the enemy has killed 404 of us, but the enemy only has 68 enemies remaining, or should we say troops remaining. And that's going to be hopefully pretty easy for us to deal with. I actually can't see... Oh, hello. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a one-handed / two-handed sword, and I definitely want to do something about this. Okay, this guy is like supernaturally good at blocking. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but there you go. He just literally was blocking from every single angle. Considering I continued attacking from one direction, I'm really, really surprised. Because let's face it, here's the thing. In a real-life situation, just think about this. I'm being completely sarcastic and funny about this, by the way, but here's the thing. If someone attacks from one direction over and over again, you'd assume that the enemy would stop actually, you know, dealing damage at that point. They would stop, you know, stop actually blocking in that direction and be like, yes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to, I'm going to lower my guard randomly and allow you to hit me. And that's the thing that I was actually hoping he would do, because that's the logical thing. Obviously, again, very sarcastic, being very funny right here, because I'm obviously not expecting that, but apparently, because I was attacking in that one direction over and over again, I was kind of expecting it for some reason. Don't know why, but there you go. Anyway, here we go. We are basically done. I just need to clear out the last remaining forces here. I am actually going to just use Soul Rain on these guys, because I think that seems like the best possible solution here. Can I die from this? Ah, it doesn't seem like I actually take damage from that, which is interesting. Or maybe it was just about to end. That might have been the case. Yeah, we're doing some massive damage with this sword. I love this sword. Oh yeah, by the way, this sword is actually a placeholder item as well, so it's also a thing that they have put in here to gauge balance. So they're going to be changing that in future versions, I assume, so that it's a little bit more in keeping with, you know, not killing every single unit in one hit or whatever. I mean, generally it doesn't actually kill every single unit in one hit, but look, oh my, what? How did we gain so much renown? We gained 342 renown. Okay, that's incredible. I definitely wasn't expecting that. I was thinking to myself, yeah, we're probably going to get around the same that we did last time. And that was, well, 290. I thought that was the max that I could potentially get. I'm actually wondering whether I should just let these guys go now, to be honest. Do I want to let them go? I don't know. Anyway, we'll just take every single troop that we can get our hands on here. Every single prisoner. Because we can. We're out of town, of course, so it makes sense. And then I'm going to be able to place these guys in the garrison. And that's going to be so, so nice. And look at how much cash we're getting as well from the loot. And look at this. I can sell this for 23,000, gain 6 skill points in roguery. It's actually quite funny how little you get for selling so many prisoners. I don't actually know how you're supposed to level roguery in a normal fashion without using the Forbury mod or something like that. But there you go. I guess, you know, raiding caravans, raiding villages, and indeed selling prisoners. And that's pretty much the only thing I can think of. But I guess you could probably level up roguery skill much faster by selling actual Actual vassals? Question mark? I think so. I think that's probably going to make a difference, isn't it? I don't actually know. Anyway, let's just get these guys out of here. I'm not going to transfer all of them because I think some of my people do actually need some stuff. So let's just give them a couple of people. There we go. Level them up. There we are. Very nice. Well, not level them up, but transfer them. And then we'll get this fellow as well. And I'm probably going to be stealing this guy's helmet from his civilian clothing in just a second as well, because that's obviously something that I probably want to do. There we go. He's got a nice amount of people there. And as you can see, he has a worn vampire barbute here. And so technically what I could do is I could literally just take all his stuff off and then sell it. But as you can see, it actually doesn't even sell for that much. So it's not even that overpowered, to be honest, to be able to do that. But what I'm thinking of is taking his helmet. I actually wonder, how's my helmet? It has 34. Okay, so it's not that much more. But the thing with this is that it is actually providing us with, well, slightly better protection, and it does make us look cooler. And that's basically the only thing that I'm really looking at right here. Because look at this. Now we look super in keeping with, you know, being a vampire and all that stuff. Because before we were just wearing, like, well, yeah, you know, it's more of an undead helmet rather than a vampire helmet. Even though, yes, I know vampires are counted as undead. Yes, I know. But the point is, it just looks better with the current armor that we have on. So there you go, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, let's go into the marketplace real fast. This place has an insane amount of food generation. Not sure what's going on with that. It must be pretty incredible to own this place. And we're just going to be selling a bunch as well. There you go, everything's been sold. 71,000, yes. Thank you very much for that. And now it's going to do a nice little autosave just in case we have a problem with it. And I'm just going to wait here for some time. But I highly doubt any army is going to appear, because at this point I'm kind of thinking to myself, yeah, I don't think we're going to have any issues. My allied forces are absolutely destroying everything. Oh, they do have one more town. Oh, I did not even realize that. Okay, I didn't realize. Okay, so yeah, that means that I'm going to be heading on over there. I don't really want to take the castle. I feel like doing town sieges is probably a lot more effective. Oh wow, I can actually get this myself. Should I get it? Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna vote for myself here. Okay, so that means I have to go back. I'm a bit worried about this actually, because me taking multiple fiefs has a rather large downside. The downside is, of course, the fact that we may indeed lose them rather easily in the future, and I'm a bit worried about that, to be honest. But let's just take it, because we have the ability to do so. And I did say that they were getting a huge amount of food, and as you can see, they do have level 3 orchard, which is pretty crazy in itself. So I'm just going to cancel all these things, and I'm just going to try to increase loyalty as fast as we can. And we do have some witch hunters here that could potentially be governors. So I'm thinking that maybe that's what we want to do. Let me just have a look. Oh, the culture actually changes to vampire counts, so it's not actually necessary for me to get a governor. Yeah, that is a wonderful, wonderful quality of life improvement, by the way. That is really, really nice, and I applaud the mod developers for this, because for me personally, I feel like the negative connotation with loyalty when you conquer a town, I think that makes sense for the first few weeks, a month in-game, for that to be a problem. But after that, it just becomes an irritant. And it is much more of it's very illogical to assume that the populace of a town would consistently be that culture if they have been, you know, conquered by something. But obviously, that's the point. It depends. It very much depends. In a real-world situation, it depends. There's no real, you know, final answer on that. But for me personally, I absolutely love the fact that the culture changes in a town or a castle or whatever immediately upon you capturing it, because that means you're not going to suffer from loyalty problems as much. Because, of course, you're still going to have those loyalty problems if the town has inherent problems. and as a result, you're going to need to fix those problems. And I think that that's great. I think the ability to have a direct impact on whether your town rebels or not is wonderful. But the way that it's done in the base game at the moment is a little bit iffy from my perspective, because as it stands, you can basically do everything right, but if you are not generating loyalty in some way or another to counteract the, well, the hemorrhaging that seems to, that seems to go on with the, the governor thing and the owner being a different culture. Because let's say that I am a vampire count here. Obviously I am. But let's say that I capture an empire town and the empire town has -3 loyalty every single day. And I put a governor in there, then they're going to have -2. And if they have issues, then that's going to be another negative. And then there's a bunch of other things that you have to take into account, like security and tasks that need to be done and so on. And obviously that's absolutely fine. All those things like doing tasks and the security being low, I think that that's perfectly acceptable for that to affect the loyalty. But for the way that it works, it just seems like such a huge impact on just the owner being a different culture. I feel like it's too big of an impact. If it was just -1 and then you put a governor in there and that was +1, then that would just even it out to 0. And I think that that would be completely fine, because then basically what that does is it makes it so that the governor has a big impact, and it makes you feel like, oh yes, this governor's actually doing a good job for me right here. But as it stands, it's kind of like a drop, it's like a teardrop in a puddle, more like, because it doesn't really affect things too much. It's not like a teardrop in an ocean or anything like that, because let's face it, those kinds of those kinds of situations, it's not that big a deal. It isn't that big a deal, but it is just one of those irritations from the base game that I'm very, very pleased to see has been, quashed in the old realms. So that's really nice, and I actually hope that they keep that. I don't know whether that's just a thing for for testing or balancing or anything like that, but I very much hope that they're going to be keeping that feature, because that is just incredible and I love that. So yeah, anyway, let me see what I can do here. So I'm actually wondering what I should do this time. Should I do the same thing? Should I do the same thing where I summon a bunch of people? Maybe that would be an idea. Okay, I'm just going to go behind here. Okay, here we go. Raise dead. Grave call. Oh, hello there, sir. Oh, why are you here? Okay, oh wow, I actually didn't kill this guy instantly. That's funny. Alright, so I've got a bunch of people. Oh, are we being shot? Yeah, my guys are being shot somehow. Where are they being shot from? Oh, through here. Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay, there's a bunch of people over there. So I should probably... Oh, what? Are we being shot through the wall? Okay, that's not so good. Yeah, I feel like we're being shot through the wall. Okay, that's pretty harsh. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Okay, artillery crew. I'm just going to do screaming skull through here. There we go. Alright, yeah, so that's decent. Because now I do have Mist Form available. Seems like me summoning those people was just not very useful. I'm not entirely sure. I think this wall is actually... Is it actually clippable? I don't even know, to be honest. It seemed like it was, but maybe I'm just not seeing that accurately enough or whatever. But anyway, I'm just going to make my way up here. And we'll try to eliminate the catapult guy. Oh, this might be a bad idea, actually. Let's go this way. Okay. This also might be a bad idea, by the way. Alright, yeah, I guess I'll just do this. Wind of Death up here? That's kind of stupid. There we go. Never mind. It actually... Oh, what? What? It actually killed so many more than I anticipated. Okay, that's pretty fun. This guy is proving himself to be a bit annoying, though, as you can tell. There we go. He's dead now. And, yeah, now I can just jump over here. Oh, no. Okay, that was a bit too much. A bit too much of a jump, but yeah, it's fine. We did not go too far, thankfully. There we are. Okay, so let me actually just... I'm just going to wait for Wind of Death to come back, and then I'll just use that. This is exactly the reason why I really wish for a much higher one-handed skill. Because even though I have more damage, it's just not going to help me that much. Okay, there we go. Wind of Death. Let's do it. And there we have it. Wow, massive damage, clearing out the battlements. This is a much better strategy, in my opinion, than going down and attempting to kill enemies from behind the enemy lines. Because obviously, if we can clear out the battlements significantly enough, then I can get my own forces to actually appear. And then they're going to be in a really, really good position. Okay, so let me actually just see real quick. Okay, this is fantastic. Come on now. Boom. Yep, that's what I was wanting. Let's go for a nice little soul rain there just to finish up a couple of the extras. I don't know whether they're actually going to be taking that much damage from that, but yeah, there we are. And is there anything else I can do here? Yeah, I can. Let me just throw some Shadow Blood, actually. Oh, that did not do much. Okay. I was kind of hoping it would do a little bit more than that, but oh well. Okay, so wait a minute. How many people are actually here? Not that many. Kind of want to go onto the battlements, to be honest. Okay, I'm just going to go up there. Okay, what's happening here? Oh, really? You're up here again? You absolute imbeciles. What are they doing here? Alright, well, we're going to have to take him down. Let me see. Screaming Skull will have to be the thing that I choose to use, yeah? Okay, I did some damage, but I'm not... Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing that can happen really, really easily now. And let me see if I can do this. There we are. Basically, whenever you exit Mist Form, when you have the highest level of career on the left side in the tier 4, can't remember what it's called, but when you have that, you are you gain a certain attack speed buff when you come out of Mist Form. Is that true? Yeah, I think so. That seems to be true for me. I am actually going to die here if I don't jump. I hope I don't die from falling damage. No, I don't. Okay, that's actually really nice. I was a bit worried about that for a real quick second. Okay, so let me actually just see here. Can I cast through the wall? I think I can, right? Yep, look at that. It literally travels over walls, and look at that. Wow, that was blind, and I literally just killed a bunch. That was really nice. And maybe I can jump. Yeah, I can just jump over here. That's so... Look at the enemies. Oh, they're waiting for me. Look at that. Oh... Boom. Yeah, there we go. You see the Wind of Death just travel up the stairs right there. That was so amazing. Oh, I love that. Love that. Alright. Okay, so wait a minute. What we want to do is we want to summon Gravecall on the bottom of the ground there. Because, yeah, I did get it confirmed, by the way, that summons do not work on the battlements and things like that. So you do need to go onto the ground to make that work. Gonna just see if I can do some damage here. Oh, yeah, and there's no way. My ability to deal damage with my one-handed stance with this sword is really, really bad. So I'm going to have to do something about that, I think. Anyway, I'm just going to wait for a little bit of time, and then hopefully we'll be able to still make this work. Okay, I'm going to go back out of Mist Form in just a moment. There it is. Okay, let's do it. Good damage. Yep, I think that's pretty good damage. And we can go for a Screaming Skull right here as well. Don't know whether that's really going to do much. Yeah, it didn't really do much at all, but good enough, I guess. I'm actually wondering whether I should just switch to the two-handed stance. No, this is very slow, as you can see. I just got 14 points in two-handed, though, because I killed one guy with it, which is very funny. Because that's the funny thing, I literally have 0 in two-handed right now, so I'm thinking that maybe what we want to do is try to level that up a bit, because this is, I didn't actually realize this was a two-handed / one-handed sword, so if I had realized that, I probably would have gone for a two-handed build instead of one-handed, but obviously I didn't realize that I was even going to be getting this sword, to be honest, because I actually forgot about its existence to begin with. So yeah, that really makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Anyway, Wind of Death, I'm going to use that round about here. Hopefully it's going to go up the stairs and kill those. Yep, it does. Look at that. That was real nice. And this is the question now, though. This is the question. Is this proper usage of spells? Is this a proper usage of spells? I don't know. Yeah, I think it is. I'm obviously just kidding. I'm just pushing your buttons a bit. Anyway, the point is... or should we say pushing certain people's buttons. Okay, so yeah, the point is we are probably going to win this, but we are indeed losing a lot of troops in the process, even though I am helping a dramatic amount, or at least I think so. I think I'm helping my people a lot, but maybe I'm not, you know, maybe I'm being selfish, maybe I'm terrible, I don't know. It doesn't feel like that, but maybe I am just not doing very well in regards to playing like a team. I'm actually not entirely sure. I feel like I'm dealing some pretty devastating damage most of the time. Oh yeah, yeah, that's actually one of the things that I wanted to talk about, actually. I saw that in the previous episode, and I didn't mention it because I thought maybe that's too much for me to talk about. But have you noticed? There's a new feature, okay? There's a new feature in Bannerlord. The new feature is this. And I'm talking about AI here. The AI and yourself have the ability to basically remove ladders from walls by pushing them, whether they have people on them or not. It used to be that you would only be able to do this if you didn't have anyone on the ladder. So in other words, you could basically just get one person on the ladder, and then the enemy would not be able to push it away from the wall. Now that has changed. They've changed it so that the ladder can be pushed at any time. Now, from my perspective, this is a bit of a killjoy. I don't know. It kind of... I don't know. Is it a bit of a buzzkill? Maybe. I think it might be a bit of a buzzkill from my perspective, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm trying my best to get people on the battlements, and I mean, you can see exactly what I'm doing here as well, by the way. I'm literally running around, I'm dealing massive damage with my spells. I'm literally in possession of a kill count of 617, by the way, and yet look at what we are doing. We are still losing almost. We are still losing, and that is something that you have to bear in mind here. This is not an easy victory for us through any means, and that's the funny thing. I am playing by all intents and purposes, a very strong character, because we just have the ability to kill, well, not kill, but knock out many, many units. But that's the thing. We do have that ability, but still, look at what's happening. We're actually almost losing this. Literally, we are actually almost losing this. I mean, we still have about 300 units remaining, but most of the units that we have remaining are going to be things like fodder and things that are not actually going to be capable of actually dealing any damage to win the day. I mean, you can see that right here. We've almost got 500, well, actually 400 deaths on our side, and that means that I've lost massive amounts of enslaved warriors and various other undead units. Of course, I'm not complaining about the losses here. All I'm saying is, this is the reason why you kind of have to be super, super strong as a vampire, because if you're not, imagine if my spells didn't do as much damage. Imagine if I didn't have as much utility. Imagine if I didn't have as much, mana to use or health regen. I would be dead, and we would lose every single siege because of, well, this. I mean, look at how much I did. 621 kills. We gained 355 renown, which is, I gotta say, exceptional. I think that is probably some of the highest renown that I have ever gained in well, forever, basically. And yeah, we're just going to be letting her go, I guess. I'm actually not entirely sure whether we should just let her go or not. I mean, do I care? I don't know, because I can sell her straight away to the tavern keeper and I could get more roguery skill. Do I care about roguery skill or do I care about charm skill? That's the question. Guess I'm just going to take a prisoner and we'll see what we do. We'll just see what we do. I'm going to take all the prisoners, of course. Going to take all the troops, and then we'll put them into the garrison once again. And highly doubt they're going to be giving this to me once more. I don't think I really want it either, to be honest, because if we actually took this, we would have a really, really hard time of defending. Defense would be very, very difficult. Anyway, no, look at that. We just got 6 roguery skill points once again, exactly the same, even though I ransomed a vassal along with every other troop. So that's really strange. That is, I gotta say, really strange. I've always found it kind of weird, the way that Bannerlord handles roguery skill in general, because while it is you know, not difficult to level up. It is one of those skills where you think, I should have probably gotten more for that, shouldn't I? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I have a learning rate of ×7, which is okay. I could have much more, you know, because obviously my cunning, my cunning attribute is really low. It's literally the lowest it could be, I think, because you mostly start with 2. I don't think you can actually start with 1. But yeah, anyway, the point is that is something to bear in mind. You know, we could have ×10 learning rate, for example, which would be much better, but it's still slow, you know? It's still slow, and I've been selling massive amounts of prisoners. I've been selling literally, what, 600, 700 prisoners every single time, and I just feel like, yeah, maybe that should be a bit more. Maybe you should get a bit more for that, but that's not really my area, you know. It's up to Tailworlds what they want to do with the learning rates of roguery and all the other skills. I mean, trade skill itself is just an absolute pain to level up, unless you have access to mods. But yeah, anyway, let's place these guys in the garrison here. And yeah, we can just basically do that. There we go. Put all these guys in there. Did I? Oh yeah, wait. Some of my people actually lost huge amounts of... Yeah, they did. Of course they did. Okay, so we're going to have to give them troops as well. A little bit annoying, the amount of micromanagement that I have to do with the undead, but it is very easy to get troops. So it's not as though I need to go away into, you know, friendly territory or whatever and recruit a bunch of people and then come back to the front line. I can basically just do everything that I need to do right here, and I don't need to worry about anything else, which is actually very, very cool. I like that, because being able to continue the war effort, I think that's actually some of the best things that I can take away from being undead right now, because I'm actually unsure. How is it to play an undead? No. How is it to play an Empire character? I mean, we kind of know. I did actually play as an Empire character beforehand. I do have a series of my adventures in the previous version of the Old Realms, if you want to check it out. It's a warrior priest with a gun. Yes, I decided to combine two character builds, basically. So I'm using a gun as a warrior priest. So I have prayers and various other holy spells. And I also have a pistol, I believe. I think I used a pistol or something like that. Anyway, let's actually see what happens here. Yeah, they're going to go and vote for people. It's not going to be me, right? Oh, I could literally vote for myself. I don't really want to do that, to be honest. So I'm actually going to vote for one of these guys. Going to vote for this fellow, I guess. Just get some charm skill, even though it's not really, in my opinion, at least not really necessary. It's not one of those things that I'm like, oh yes, I really want charm skill super badly. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get married or anything like that in this series. I think in a... I don't know, maybe in the Empire series or something like that, if there is one in the future, then I think that would probably make more sense. But that's the thing. I'm not entirely sure if it makes sense in general, because it is going to take quite some time for any of that to come to fruition. Because obviously, you know, death is disabled in this mod, just purely for the fact that, you know, it's just incompatible, I believe. I'm not entirely sure why it is, but I don't really care about that one way or another. I'm perfectly happy for it to be disabled, because, you know, it just means that you're going to be seeing the same vassals all over the place, which I think is cool, because it actually builds stories in between your opponents and yourself. And I think that's quite fun. Anyway, yeah, this is the one that I was talking about. Yeah, plus 20% swing speed buffs are active after mist form. So in other words, you gain plus 20% swing speed after mist form expires, which is actually very cool. And also, all buffs are propagated while remaining in mist form. So that's the last one that I'm going to get here. I have no more skills to get, as you can see. I have 1 career point remaining. Kind of wish this tree was larger, but I understand that if it was larger, it means that it's going to be incredibly strong, way too strong. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.